suppose we do consult the production manager and sometimes the supervisor that does maintenance on particular issues, but they're not as such a member of the HACCP team.
Because that would better inform your HACCP.
I suppose that's a fair point.
Okay. Just move quickly to the next
Okay,
questions.
I think it's a reasonable point to make actually, particularly if the discipline is in the company. So it's fine.
We noticed on the flowchart that
What page that? I'll just call it
page 9, sleeving is missing from step 12.
Sorry, what's missing?
Sleeving is described in page 10, sleeving, but it's missing in page 9 and step 12. So it's described in the product flow, but it's missing. Is there anything?
Okay, I suppose the real situation there is that the sleeving is where the product has been packed and has been frozen, and the sleeve is just like a sleeve like that, and it just fits onto it, and it's done. That's done before it's boxed, so it's actually part of step 12. It may not be explicitly stated.
Is the sleeve come in direct contact with the product?
It's not. It's outside. The product is in a container which has been sealed. And has been frozen, and the seal is put on that, or the sleeve is put on at that stage.
Okay. That's probably clarification for me as well. It's the rationale if it's coming into contact with the product, consider it as a hazard as well. But still, every step should be considered separately because there might be additional hazards.
I think in practice, I'll come back to that point again. I'll move on. If you aren't asking another question.
We noticed in step 9 and step 10 there was, in page 9, there was in the description at page 11, it says recycle any unacceptable waste are open and recycled. Again, it's step 10, metal detected and rejected and then recycled.
Right.
It's not described on the flow diagram. How is this being done?
This is a good approach comparing two documents which are not consistent, which is good, And my answer to that is actually you are correct. We will sometimes reuse material that has been set aside. It should be in the flow diagram. In fact, we have an updated flow diagram completed, but it's still in the computer. We haven't printed it off yet.
Can I see?
Yeah. That's the key answer. Yeah. Can I see it? Yeah. Okay.
Notice the temperature of accepted product.
Okay.
Yeah, page 10. It says chilled and frozen. There is no temperature, acceptable temperature for you for chilled and frozen. What would be your temperature that you set yourself as?
Yeah. Well, I would say that if it's frozen, we would require product company analyze or lower, and for chilled temperature 5 or less.
And is there anywhere else documented? What?
It's actually in the intake procedure. I was thinking. Let me see. I can't remember offhand. Yeah, it's actually in module 1, which in fact is in the manual there. Okay. By rights, I should open it for you, but that could be mischievous and let you try and find it, wasting more time. Go ahead. Can everybody hear? By the way, sorry. Okay, I'll try and speak a bit louder. Okay, shout if you don't hear. Okay, please.
Right. Well, after intake, there was in the flow diagram, keep insisting on the flow diagram, This goes straight to debox, debag. Is it any thawing, defrosting happening?
Sorry.
Because you're saying you've taken in product.
You're on
that
page
was
9
frozen.
there, is it?
Page 9.
Yeah. And what's the
Page-
question you're
sorry,
asking?
page-
Sorry, page 8.
page-
Page 8, yeah.
From meat fish intake, you
Yeah.
said it previously that you take it frozen as well sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
But between that and debox, debag, there is no thawing or defrosting. How do you do that? How do you defrost? Is there any procedure for that?
Yes, we would defrost in a chill. Sometimes our ideal situation is that we would take in product and use it straight away. So that would be chilled by the and use it straight away. On occasion, we would have stuff that's in stock that's frozen, and it has to be as you say, thawed under controlled conditions.
So what would be those control conditions?
So the control conditions is that we would store the product in a chill for several days. And we would know and say how long it takes given the product and the box size that it comes in. And we would monitor the temperature and note the time in and the time out into the chill and out of the chill and the temperature.
So can I see those records?
You can. I don't have them here in my office now, but certainly you can. Are you still able to hear?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, very good. One last question, so we move on to the next
Right,
thing.
straight to this area. Page 21, step 2.
Page 21. Yeah.
See that has been given the severity for Listeria and other pathogens, severity of 1 in this step, and further on,
This is step 3, cooking. Is it?
step 2, preparation,
All right. Yeah.
severity of 1, and then at cooking it's severity of 3. What do you think the severity of Listeria change?
Well, it's an interesting point. I suppose the real issue here is, and this is how the HACCP team looked at it, they reckoned that at the cooking stage, if there's an error made and you don't cook properly, you'll get survival of Listeria. And there's more of a risk to the customer then than there is otherwise.
True, but the severity of Listeria infection would be the same regardless of where the step is.
Well, again, be thinking of the
The
HACCP
controlling
team.
measures would be different.
Yeah.
The occurrence might be different, but the severity would be the same.
Well, again, the view our HACCP team took looking at this was that pre-cooking, the level wouldn't be as serious as at the cooking stage, because you're relying on cooking as a subsequent step to deal with the issue.
But is that the severity?
Yeah, okay. Okay, same difference. Okay, we'll move on to the next thing.